Welcome. Today we're going to discuss solving multi-step equations. Multi means many, and in this case it just means three or more. Unlike two-step equations, which are all basically the same, multi-step equations can be of a variety of types. Okay, so all two-step equations, the steps are basically first you add or subtract, then you multiply or divide, right? Those are our two steps. But for multi-step equations, the first step varies. So that's why this is part one, because there's going to be a number of different types of multi-step equations. The first type that we're going to tackle are multi-steps that have like terms. So please write this down. Combine like terms to simplify an equation before you solve it. Okay, and you can even come up with a question to which this is the answer for your Cornell style notes. Combine like terms to simplify an equation before you solve it. Here's an example. 2x plus 7 plus x equals 16. So which terms are like each other? To be like each other, terms have to have the exact same variable, and also all constants are like each other. On the left side of the equal sign, we have 2x and x, which are like each other. So we can combine those together. 2x plus x equals 3x. And there's nothing that's like the plus 7, so we're going to rewrite plus 7 equals 16. And at this point, what's left is a two-step equation. So let's put the line coming down, the line of equality. And the first thing we want to do, well, we're trying to box out the 3x. That's what we want to isolate in the next step. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. 7 minus 7 equals 0. So on the left side, we have 3x. And on the right side, we have 16 minus 7 equals 9. Last step would be to divide. We're trying to get rid of that 3. That's multiplying the x. We want to get x by itself. So let's divide both sides by 3, because 3 divided by 3 equals 1. Therefore, that's 1x. And 9 divided by 3 equals 3. Box it out. That's your answer. X equals 3. So this is the first type of multi-step equation that we're going to talk about, is where you combine like terms to simplify an equation before you solve it. Okay, let's check your answer. So we got 2x plus 7 plus x equals 16, and we think the answer is 3. So we're going to substitute in 2 times 3 plus 7 plus 3 equals 16. Okay, well, 2 times 3 is 6. And then we just have to add 6 plus 7 plus 3. That looks like 16 to me. So the answer does check. Here's one of this type for you to try on your own. Please pause the video, attempt this problem, and then check back and see how you did. Okay, so the first step of this multi-step equation is going to be to combine like terms. I see negative 5w and positive 7w. That's going to equal 2w. And I see positive 4 and negative 9. Okay, different signs subtract. Take the sign of the larger. That's negative 5. And that all equals 17. Now we have a two-step equation. Put the line coming down. Box out 2w. We want to isolate 2w by adding 5 to each side. So we're going to get that 2w equals 17 plus 5 is 22. And the final step, divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 equals 1. So we have w equals 11. Problem solved. Okay, let's talk about our next type of problem. In the next type of problem, you need to use the distributive property to simplify an equation before you solve it. Distribute to simplify an equation before you solve it. Here's an example. 5 times the quantity of 2x plus 3 equals 45. Okay, when we see parentheses like that, we pronounce it as the quantity of. The first step is to distribute the 5. 5 times 2x equals 10x, and 5 times positive 3 equals positive 15. And we rewrite the equals 45. Again, the remainder of this problem is a two-step equation. We're going to draw the line coming down, put a box around 10x, just so we know first we isolate the box, then we isolate the x. Okay? I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides. Therefore, we have 10x equals 30. At this point, it's pretty much mental math, but we still want to show the work. I know 10 times 3 equals 30, but to prove it, I'm going to divide both sides by 10, because 10 divided by 10 equals 1, and now I've isolated x. On the right-hand side, 30 divided by 10 equals 3, so we were correct there. I have one of these for you to try on your own, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, if you've attempted this problem on your own, now we'll find out how you did, right? First, we're going to distribute the negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 2w and negative 3 times 8. Notice that we stop distributing at the end of the parentheses. We don't continue to distribute beyond that. I'm not multiplying negative 3 times negative 42 because negative 42 is not part of the quantity that's being multiplied here. Anyway, negative 3 times negative 2w is 6w, and negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. And then we copy equals negative 42. Once again, our multi-step equation, the last two steps become a two-step equation. So we put the line coming down. I like to always box out the term with my variable, and I know I'm going to isolate that term first. So add 24 to both sides. Therefore, 6w equals negative 18. Last step, divide both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 equals 1. That's 1w equals negative 3.